I'm Professor Chris Onalo. I'm a professor of credit management and the first professor of credit management in Africa. And I'm the leader in the Institute of Credit Administration. I'm also the president and chief executive of the Postgraduate School of Credit and Financial Management. And this institution is the first in Africa. And I'm trying to see where such institutions exist around the world. We only have it in the United States of America. The high-profile postgraduate institutions dedicated solely for the learning of credit management. This is the first of its kind in Africa, and people who are running programs with us are high net worth individuals like yourself, credit professionals, financial managers, entrepreneurs, directors across board from all sectors of the economy, including public institutions. Now, let me connect that to the efficacy of the economy that is credit driven. You know, Nigeria, way 1960, when we got independence, we've been, after a little, evolution of leadership, military occupied, and for a very long time, military occupied the governance in the country. And at some point, we became weary of them. And we're looking for the best regime, governance regime that will move development faster and involving citizenry. And the best way to go was our most senior citizens at that time considered more appropriate for Nigeria, a populous Black country, was presidential system of government. So we needed democracy, which will bring in participation of everyone, government of the people for the people, and controlled by the people. Beautiful. But then we have succeeded in moving that. I mean, consecutively, civilian administration predicated on democracy, whether it is through federalism or not, that is an issue for another time to discuss. And I mean, a tree cannot become a forest, and you don't lay foundation today and the buildings on it the next moment. So we have to learn from left and right until we perfect the art of democracy. But the beautiful thing is that the military regime, I think, in my opinion, is gone away and is gone forever. Now, what we have not yet been able to move away, as we've done in the act of governance, is economic system. Right from the beginning, we've been running the Nigerian economy on cash and carry basis. And yes, that was good, but it has dealt with us in a very profound way, detrimentally than we thought. Cash and carry economy retard progress, economic expansion, it retard ability to create job and wealth. And it also rather give us a lot of problems because people, if you are a society that lives with cash in your office, at home, in your pocket, anytime you travel, of course, if you are not able to create job, the jobless will be looking at you that this guy going there because of our system definitely has a lot of cash with him or her. So we start living in fear and so on and so forth. So that's the consequences of the cash economy socially. Another thing is, if I have credible project idea, but I don't have cash to begin the project, it means I will die with my beautiful project idea because nobody is going to give me cash to set up that project, which I think ultimately should give job to 1 or 2 or 3 persons and creating wealth out from there. If I succeed in the implementation of that project, I should be able to pay taxes to the government. You say, so you can see all around, but if a system is not introduced that encourages that, then the cash system obviously is creating bigger problems for all of us. So in the world today, Cash is still very relevant, no doubt, but it's not the hallmark of the economy anymore. Excuse me. If you go to the developed economies where we all go and spend our holidays, we send our children there, you dare not come around with much cash on you. You can possibly be interrogated, and if you can't defend yourself appropriately, you can be arrested. Everything is both cashless and credit driven. And so the world now said, okay, the best economic system is credit system. You see the journey, credit system. And Nigeria was lackadaisical. We didn't say that. In the 80s, 1983, actually, I commenced the process of, look, this economy can't be cash-based. It has to be moved from cash system to credit. So what you are now joining today started in 1983. And then by 1992, it was properly assembled together. And then by 2002, we got the certificates and the legal backing from the Ministry of Justice. And then we became an institute non-profit making. And then we started, encouraging, propagating the culture of credit economy, what it does to the people, and how we should drop the idea of tax system, and so on and so forth. Now, credit is structured on almost 3 or 4 perspectives: financial credit, trade credit, consumer credit, and government economic empowerment credit, what you can summarily call political credit. In a country where, in a jurisdiction where government remains the biggest spender and the biggest employer of labor. So you find that government will definitely struggle every day to see how majority of people who are highly disadvantaged can be given some handout, if you like, because I wonder if what anybody can do with 5,000, 10,000, 20,000, even 2 million, 5 million in the present day economy. But however, we got to start from somewhere. So these are the 3 perspectives to credit. If you like, you can add the 5th one, which is international borrowing. Your government and government of any country anywhere in the world can't do without borrowing to finance, even if you have a robust economy based on what you sell to the international market community, you still need to borrow. The manufacturing sector cannot produce and fully utilize their installed capacity if they don't produce and sell to their distributors on credit. So the credit is all around us. The consumer credit, like some of you that introduced yourselves, even me talking, I should be able to buy something that I need right now against my regular fixed income. That is consumer credit. And you know that the retail, I've listened to Alhaji Doctor that introduced himself before. I've gone through his profile. He's a doing in business. And these are the people that every day they look for what opportunities to invest in or mobilize investment into. Is a real estate guru, but he's an entrepreneur, he's an investor. He can go into retailing, modernize buying places that you can have the likes of shopping malls, supermarkets, well developed, and then you go in there, but then we need to have a robust manufacturing sector who produces, and then they work in concert with retailers and then get their product across to well-organized marketplaces. And trust me, Nigerians are great big buyers. A few days ago, I was in Blanco, one shopping outlet, and I could see this giant, beautiful lady loading all the trolleys with all the good things you can think about. And I said, Madam, this is wonderful. You are a giant, and your purchase today is super giant. We crack joke there. So Nigeria has a very high taste And that is, of course, if you are doing market survey for retailing, that is what you think motivate an investor to open up shopping mall, supermarket all over the country, not in Lagos alone, all over the country, because it is sequentially to us that Nigerians possesses innate desire to buy tasteful things. Very nice. So you can see consumer credit flourish there. And then people are listening to Merlin, the microfinance bank we have today, they can collaborate, they can join resources together and float a credible credit card company and target executives. You may not float it to go around everyone, but you can target middle line managers, corporate executives. They can get this credit card and give it to their regular possessors, people who go for them, their wives, the housemaid. They can get credit cards and then have access to what you want against your fixed income. And you know the consequences is if you know that you are working and you have a credit card, it also influences your mentality to job environment. You don't want to mess up your credit history.